Hi, ladies. Welcome back to the Winter Academy. I'm Stacia, and we are finishing out our virtue signaling for confidence, verbal and nonverbal communication. And so, yesterday we left off with intentions and setting those daily goals so that we're not just going out into the world, we are becoming the rare thing. And with those daily intentions, we were discussing where you go, what you eat, what you dress, and what you say yes and no to. So, all of those things are subconscious or conscious virtue signaling for bringing it into you or taking it away from you. So, an example of what you eat, right? What you eat says a lot about you, whether we agree with it or not. Food is good, but food is addictive. All good things, anything can become addictive. But the gag is what you eat is a virtue signal for yourself, the value that you've set for yourself, right? If you go to your regular grocery store, then it might be in your best interest to find out where a local co-op is or a local farmer's market is, right? We are virtue signaling to ourselves that we deserve better. And with this subconscious upgrade, you start to pick where you want to be seen at. You start to pick how you want to be perceived with your dress code. And then you really show people what time you're on when you say yes and no to whatever you say yes and no to, right? What we're really building is the confidence, and that confidence speaks, whether it's verbal or nonverbal. And so today I want to talk about adding to your personal portfolio. And so a personal portfolio, unlike a professional portfolio or a financial portfolio, is private things that you are doing to build character, private things that you are doing to build up who you are in your confidence and who you are as you present to the world. And so some of the things that we can do to add to that personal portfolio is look for authority figures. I think it's very important for adults to have heroes, for adults to have inspirational people that they can look to and say, hey, if they're doing it, I can do it too. Or if you don't want to do it, you can just say that you saw someone do it so you know it's possible, right? Especially when we talk about dreams and magic and all of those things, when we see someone do it, then it's verifiable proof that it is that there's a capacity for it to be done and that you potentially could do it as well. And so authority figures that may be in the spaces that you want to be in, or in a disposition that you want to be in, or in a financial space that you want to be in, and you begin to break those people down or break them apart and see, hey, what were the integral things that happened to them or for them in their lives that allowed them to be in a position to be an example to other people, whether they want to be an example or not. Something else we can look at is use curiosity as a leverage. The reason why we're using curiosity as a leverage is because asking questions gets the outcome. There are so many people that are in positions of power that love to talk about themselves, that would love for you to ask them, hey, how did you make your first million? How did you get that condo? How did you get that car? How did you, like, what was the drive? What was the inclination? What was the mentorship? What was the connection that allowed you to get to that position in life, right? Curiosity in trying new things, going to different places. Like I just mentioned, if you go to your local grocery store, try a local co-op or a smaller mom and pop grocery store, or an ethnically expansive grocery store. Like we have this great place called La Fruteria over on Commercial, and it is an African and Hispanic store, and they have the best produce in the city. People don't go there because they love Joe Lasco or Dominic's or, whatever the local grocery store is. But I'm getting the best price and the best produce just because of my curiosity. Utilize your curiosity. I know we have a saying in the Black community that a closed mouth don't get fed. So not asking does more harm to you than anyone else. Be curious. Be curious about how people got what they've gotten out of life. Also, don't be afraid of what you don't know. It's okay to ask questions. Remember, we're asking people, hey, how did you get your first million? You don't have to feel some type of way about asking about changing your disposition in life. It's your disposition in life and you want to change it. So we're going to do some ground pounding. We're going to put boots on the ground. We're going to ask those questions, and obviously you don't you don't want to ask people like what is their business plan, like to give you private information, but you definitely want to ask curious questions, right? And don't be afraid to don't be afraid of what you don't know, right? Because you don't know it. You can't fight what you can't see. So in order for you to, take the next step forward, you have to be able to see something ahead of you. And so not knowing doesn't put you out of the rankings, but not asking will. And so we can look at ourselves as being a student to life and recognizing that life itself is a big school, right? The school of hard knock life, right? And so we know that every scenario, every experience, there's a lesson in it, right? And that every person that we come in contact with is a teacher. Like my friend says, not everyone is a teacher, but everyone teaches. And so because we can observe what people are doing, we can say, hey, I do want to do that, or I don't want to do that, right? And so we're allowing life to be our teacher. So I'll go over it really quickly. We want to look for authority figures. We want to use curiosity as a leverage, and we don't need to be afraid of what we don't know. We're utilizing life as a school and everyone as a teacher. And so once again, until we meet again, ladies, please remember, it's not enough to just be pretty. You must be pretty on purpose. And until we meet again, peace. Bye, ladies.